Boxing King Media in association with Boxro. We're out here at the legendary Ingle Gym with Dominic Ingle. Dom, it's been a while. I hope you're good. I see you've got new songs coming out, and see you lost a bit of weight.
Yeah, been over in Fuerteventura for the last 6-7 weeks, training in the sunshine with Kid Galahad. Released a song in that time. I Met a Girl. That's gone all right. And yeah, been shaping up, getting in trim for summer. A couple more recipes and ideas on food, and just trying to get people in line. I've been helping a few people lose weight and shape up. So it's all going in the right direction at the minute.
I see you lost a lot of weight. At least over a stone, I'm guessing?
I think between probably the last time we interviewed, you interviewed me, I've tacked my diet up and got back into the more training, more running, more cycling. 55 in September, so what I've realised over the last 5 years, it's getting more and more difficult to maintain keeping in shape while you're training everybody else, and you need to go into your later years in good condition, and that's where I am. Did a good 80-kilometre bike ride on Sunday out to Doncaster on bike, ease, and the first thing you notice when you lose weight is that it naturally increases your fitness anyway. So I'm in a good place, and another 7 weeks I'll be 55. I'll be celebrating in style with an 8-pack. Might even have a bit of birthday cake. But sometimes you've got to, have a reason to do things, and it's because it's my birthday. Boxers train towards a goal and a fight, and as we were talking earlier about Kell Brook, what's he going to do? Now he's got no end point in his life like a fight. I've had discussions with him about keeping in shape and keeping on the train, even though he's not boxing. That's a difficult thing to do when you've got no goal in mind, just for the sake of health, not because you've got to fight somebody or you've got to race somebody. Do it for your own health and fitness. So, it's just those kind of ideas coming together.
I know your meal book's been like a big selling point, and obviously if people want to buy it, I'd just let you remind them where they can buy that from again.
It's available if you just type into Google Dominic Ingle Real Food. It comes up. You can either buy it on Apple Books or another one called Blurb Books. And last time we did the interview, it's been out about 3 years and it's done really good sales, but it kind of spiked for 2 months after we did the interview, because obviously you open it up to a different market, and no matter how much publicity you do on my social media and everywhere else, it's surprising how people still send to me, "Oh, you've got a link for that book," and it's been out about 3 years. You just assume people are going to pick up on it, but you have to keep reminding people. And I've had so much feedback from people, just normal people who want to train and they've got no idea about healthy eating, that they've got good results from it. And it's not a diet book, it's just a healthy eating plan, giving people ideas of what I eat and what the fighters eat. It's basic stuff, and it's just education at the end of the day. And with diets, it's not, people say diets don't work. People don't work. When people work and they're on a proper eating plan, they do get in shape. And so if you follow me on social media, on Instagram or Facebook or Twitter, you'll see all this stuff about dieting and exercising, especially for people who've been doing it all their life like me, and now you're in your 50s or even your 60s. I've been helping people. So it's for anybody, it's for any age. And in this day and age when people are eating so much junk, finding what to eat, what works is difficult, really.
Spot on. I'll put a link up for people as well, like I did last time, because it makes it easier, doesn't it? Big news obviously this week has been the whole Jake Paul, Tommy Fury fiasco. Tommy's been not allowed to enter the US, and Jake Paul's now fighting Hasim Rahman Jr. I don't know if you know much about all three of them guys, but what do you make of the whole situation?
It would have been an interesting fight, Tommy Fury against Jake Paul, is it? And I was there when, I don't know if it was Jake, Ubox KSI, was it Jake or the other one? Yeah, Jake Paul. It was an interesting fight.
The younger brother.
Logan Paul.
Yeah.
Well, that was a good fight anyway. But Jake Paul, he can fight, but he's never really boxed anybody, has he? But he can punch, and he'll have a scrap, and he's putting himself out there. And Tommy's can fight, but he hasn't got the experience. He's limited in certain ways. He's got the name, Fury. He's not on the same level as Tyson. So it's an interesting fight with somebody who's always been a boxer, kind of thing, against somebody who's not really always been a boxer. So it's a balance. It's interesting, and it would probably be a very, very lucrative fight. I'm not sure why Tommy Fury can't get into America, because I don't think why can't he get into America? Why can't he get in?
It's all this, you know, the link, the whole MTK thing, and you know,
So was Tommy Fury managed by MTK, or?
I'm assuming that's the link. I'm assuming, or the fact that obviously Tyson may have been, you know, managed by them in the past.
All right, because I don't know managers. I wasn't aware that he was linked with MTK, but you know, if that's the case, that's the case. But you know, interesting fight. It would have been. I think it would have been a good fight to see, because obviously, in one way, Tommy's, you know, probably better known for being a reality TV star, and Jake Paul's better known for being the internet guy. So it's not really the first, you know, the first priority being boxing. It's not the life and soul, it's not the bread and butter. It's not what they set out in life to be. They came from somewhere else. Whereas people like Tyson Fury, other boxers, it's just from the ground up, amateur days boxing. So it would have been an interesting fight, and I'm not sure who would win that fight. And it is what it is, you know. He's fighting somebody else. I don't really know about Rackman's son or whatever. I've never seen him, but I do know about Hasim Rackman, obviously.
I think Tommy was supposed to be getting paid $2 million to fight in the US, but obviously now that's not happening. Jake Paul put a tweet out yesterday saying that he'd fight Tommy in the UK, but for $500K. But Tommy replied to that and he refused it. Obviously, he's got a lot of stick for that online. People are saying, you know, you'd never get paid $500K to fight anyone else. You beat him, you become a star. You know, what do you make of it all? Do you think you should say, yeah, I'll fight you, or?
Well, $2 million is about, what, £1.5 million? So he's getting, the thing is, the market for that fight is purely in the US, isn't it? That's what I believe. You know, the gate, everything else, and you know, it's about money at the end of the day. And I don't think that fight in the UK is a big enough draw. It is in America. But if you were confident of beating somebody like Jake Paul quite easily, which I think Tommy Fury is, you'd say, yeah, well, I'll take that because I'll beat you and then I'll elevate me even more and I'll be even more of an attraction. If it's going to be that easy, and I think Tommy has said it's going to be that easy. So I don't think, it's not like, I don't think Jake Paul asking for more money to come to the UK, he's just wanting to pay Tommy less. So I think that if you see an opportunity and you get offered a chance, you know, and he would never probably get £500,000 against anybody because he's just not that big a draw at the minute. He's not up there. Then it's still more. It's better to have some of the pie than none of the pie, and he's getting none of the pie at the minute, is he? So he could have got a bit of a slice of the pie with the chance of eating the rest of the pie, but he turned it down. So if you're going to talk about, you know, being a fighter and you'll fight anybody, anytime, any place, anywhere, then you've got to take that. That's the gamble you've got to take if you're that confident in your ability. I mean, you know, I don't know the rest of it, but if I was in that position with a fighter of mine and I honestly believed he could win, but he would be getting less money, I would take the fight. If I didn't think my fighter could win, I'd go for the other option where the most money is, knowing that he's going to get beat, but he's going to get life-changing money. So that's how I'd see it personally.
Sound. Just want to get your opinion on Lawrence Okolie. Last night, I think he put some tweets out. In short, he kind of described Eddie Hearn as a character in the movie Django, where he's basically making people fight for peanuts in money sense. Have you seen them tweets and your thoughts on that?
No, I mean, I don't follow Lawrence Okolie on any kind of social media. What can I say about that? Look, I'm not a big fan of Lawrence Okolie. I think he's I don't know if I'll be, you know, get this wrong, but he's like a very, very bad version of Johnny Nelson. Back in the day, you know, we had Johnny Nelson. He's a very skillful fighter, but his early fights, he was accused of being very negative in what he did and holding a lot of stuff. But eventually he worked it out and he became a good fighter. And he excelled. He became world champion. He was unbeaten for a lot of times. And there's a famous quote from Eddie's dad. Oh yeah, you know, if it was, no, it wasn't Eddie's dad. It was Frank Warren. Or it might have even been, you know, it might have been Eddie's dad saying, you know, if Johnny Nelson was boxing, whatever, I'd close the curtains type of thing. I can't remember the quote now, but it's like watching paint dry. But Lawrence Okolie doesn't really excite me. I think, you know, his style's not great for TV. I think he's been promoted very, very well to become a world champion. I think Eddie did very well to get him into that position. and the opponent that he got him. You know, it's like, it was probably one of the easiest world title fights I've ever seen. And boxing's a business. It's not just Lawrence Okoli who don't think he's getting his worth. There's lots of fighters. I've dealt with Eddie over fighters when I thought they should have got paid more money. You know, but then it's a case of building on that and getting more money. It's like, Eddie's right. They know what the commercial value is of a fighter. And if I had a choice to pay to watch Lawrence Okoli, I won't pay to watch him now. There's not many fighters I would pay to watch. And I probably won't go if they give me a free ticket. So they know what they need to spend and what they need to recoup on the basis of how good that fighter is.
Did you not rate him more after, you know, I can't remember his name now, the chap from Belgium that he was training? When he beat Ben Garble?
No, I didn't rate him because the thing is, that fight...
Because he was really confident. I remember speaking to you. You thought Garble would beat him.
It was a terrible fight because Lawrence Okoli negated everything that Ivan Garble did by just holding him and got away with it. That's the thing. That's what he did. He didn't box him at a distance and completely outbox. No, he didn't. It was a horrible fight. Go on, what are you going to say?
I'm going to put you in the spot, Dom, because obviously that's kind of similar to what you said, you know, it's what AJ should be kind of doing, holding him and spoiling the fight.
Of course, yeah, you're right, and that's what I'm saying to you. But the difference is, Okoli does that most of the time. Look at was it Chamberlain he boxed? What kind of fight was that? An horrible fight? Was it an horrible fight?
It wasn't great.
Yeah, it wasn't great. So, what great fight have you seen Lawrence Okoli in?
I think, I'll be honest, I'm a fan, and I think it's more of the fact that he's got that one-punch knockout power, and yeah, the fights might not be entertaining to watch up until that moment, and the lights get turned off.
Yeah, look, AJ was a limited fighter, but he put in a great performance against Klitschko, being a very, very good champion. They got it all at the right time, and he pulled it out of the bag. It was entertaining to watch. It doesn't really entertain me, Lawrence Okoli. I don't watch massive amounts of boxing. But you're right, that's what you've got to do to win fights. And what I'm saying to you is, and I've actually, you know, when Kell Brook boxed Sean Porter, that's what I said to Kell Brook: tie him up, stop him, you know, hitting you everywhere, around the back of the body, just tie him up, lock him down. Do that for a few rounds. Until he loses confidence in what he's doing, and then start to box him. You're not going to win a fight. Kell Brook wasn't going to win a fight with Sean Porter doing that for 12 rounds, but he was going to take the steam out of him for the first 4 rounds by doing that, and that's not Kell Brook's style. Kell Brook don't like to do that. He's not very good at doing it. But the alternative was to try and do what Sean Porter was doing and beat him in his own game, and he's not going to do that either. So if you can't do it, if you can't do what the other fella's doing to you, stop him from doing it, and then you do what you need to do. That's what you have to do. And at some point, Lawrence Okoli is going to get somebody. I don't know if it's that Bredis or whatever. He's going to get somebody. I mean, I don't watch a lot of that Bredis.
He's just lost at the weekend.
All right, so he got beat then. But let's just ask you this question then. Usyk against Okoli. Who wins at cruiserweight?
I'm not here to give my opinions, but it's a good fight. Obviously, I don't think he'd be able to outbox him, but obviously he's got that one-punch knockout power.
But what I'll say to you is this then: if he moves up to heavyweight and he boxes, and let's say Usyk beats OJ and he moves up to heavyweight and Okoli boxes Usyk, is he going to beat Usyk at heavyweight? Is he going to beat Usyk at cruiserweight? No, he's not. I don't think so. Might be wrong, because he'll get away to a certain degree with that hitting and holding kind of style. It's not pretty for me anyway. But he did it against Ivan Garble, and he got away with it, and that's it. You know, fair play. That's what you got to do. You got to win. A win. But then to go around, I don't know what the situation is between him and Eddie, but considering what his selling point is or how attractive he is, I don't think he's an attractive boxer to watch, and I think he'd be a difficult sell. And I don't think he'd be doing big numbers. I don't think people would be paying fortunes to watch him box. If you put him on a show headlining in the place, I don't think they'd be sold out. I might be wrong, I don't know, because I don't follow him that much, but I just don't get that impression from him that he's like, you know, people are excited to watch him. And cruiserweight's not the busiest division anyway. So, you know, kind of saying that kind of stuff, you know, the implications of it all, I think it's just wrong, because Eddie's pure business. Yeah, and also obviously AJ's, you know, where he is, and he's made fortunes. Because he's exciting, he's sellable, you know, sometimes, and you know, through his career he was blasting everybody out, and then it got to a point where he became interested because he was getting beat. So he's kept that kind of thing. And for O'Coley to come out with that and say that Eddie's getting people to box for peanuts, or it's like slavery or whatever it is, I think it's just wrong, because Eddie's there for the money. And if he can sell you and make money, he'll sell you and make money. But he won't pay more than he's got to pay. He'll pay where there's a certain amount of profit in it. And he's right. He knows what numbers people do. He knows how many tickets they sell. And if you're only bringing in so much income, but you're wanting 5 times as much, that's not a good business sense for anybody, is it? So, you know, I think it's just wrong. And obviously by deleting the stuff, he's obviously maybe realising it's just saying the wrong thing. But, you know, people are always going to think they're worth more and the value is more and than they are. We all think that, I think, at certain times. But, you know, trying to align it with something else and other connotations or whatever, it's a bit wrong, isn't it?
Spot on. Dom, thank you so much for your opinion.